Lam, Ain, Ra, Ba, Ya, Ta. دروس في العربية.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. مشاهدينا الكرام، أحييكم بتحية الإسلام فأقول السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My beloved brothers and sisters, I want to thank you this evening for tuning in to our program as we continue here at the Tin television station with lessons in Arabic. We have completed so far 9 sessions, and today is our 10th session. And I think today is the 10th of the 10th month. It doesn't mean anything, and by the way. In the last session, I spoke about short vowels, long vowels, and I also talked about shadda and the tanween. So I did speak a lot of rules in the last session. And today, as I have mentioned in the previous session, we will be continuing with the remaining letters of the alphabet, looking at the different ways and forms they take as they will appear in different parts of words, how they are written, and the changes that will take place with those letters. And if the time permits, we will also be looking today at the alif, lam, al of the definite article. And I have also promised you that we will be looking at some long words and even perhaps some sentences as we would continue with the reading of the Arabic letters. Now, some of you I know understand, you might find it strange how it is that I have spoken about long vowels and short vowels and the other signs of reading, and I have not yet completed all of the letters of the alphabet in terms of the different ways that they are written. I just want you to gain some confidence in yourself that you can, read some words, even though that you may not know all of the letters of the alphabet with regards to different forms, but yet you have the ability and the confidence that you can read some of the Arabic words. So I think I had stopped at the letter Sod and Dod. And Sod and Dod, these two letters are perhaps difficult for some of you. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to rewrite these two letters, and from there we'll move on to the other letters. Sod and Dod, two sisters. And you want to write Sod, you start like this, in a slanting position, slanting to the right, and you come around like this, and then deep down, below the line. This is the letter Sod. Let's try that again with the letter Dod. You start from here, go slanting, come down, touch the line, come this way, cross the starting point a little bit, and then you're ready to go below, like that. That's the letter Dod. Sod and Dod, they look the same way. Okay? Sod and Dod. Now, supposing we have a word beginning with the letter Sod. Okay? Let's say, for example, we want to join these 3 letters. Let's say you have Sod plus a Ba plus the letter Ra. We want to join the 3 letters together. What would we have? Now let's suppose we put in some vowels there. Fatha, Sukoon. Okay? Let's put Tanween, Dhamma. Alright? Tanween, Dhamma. So we want to join these 3 letters. The Sod is the first letter of this word. So then, come like that. Cross the starting point, go up slightly, and then you come down back. Remain on the line. There's an imaginary line here. So notice how the letters will take their shapes and some of them going above the line and some below the line. So that is the letter Sod. Okay? Now the next letter is the letter Ba. So we take half of the Ba, which is this part here, put the dot there, and then we have the letter Ra. So it should look like this. Then I put in the vowels and a double vowel. Tanween Dhamma can be written like this one here, or if I want, I can do it like this. Okay, there are different ways of writing the Tanween Dhamma. Good. So we have Sod, Fatha, Ba, Sakina gives me Sob, and the Ra, Tanween Dhamma give me Run. Sob, Run, Sabrun, Sabrun. Okay, so we have learnt so far with regards to the Sod, the way how the Sod is written at the beginning of a word. If the Sod was, let's say, in the middle of a word, a three-letter word, let's say, for example, we have a Mim plus Sod, and then we have a Ra again. By the way, the word Sabr means patience. Patience, all right? Patience is a very important quality for, for the believers, right? And we have been asked to have and exercise a lot of patience because Allah will always test those who profess and claim to have faith in Him. They will be tested different ways. So it is a lot of sabr is demanded. So now we have the letter Sod in the middle of the word. Let's say, for example, we have that word. Okay. First letter is Mim, so we go like this. That's Mim. Then we have Sod. So now we want to join the Mim to the Sod. Observe carefully. Now I cannot start from here because if I start here, the Sod will end up on top of the Mim. So I start somewhere here, and I come like this. And then it attaches there. Cross the starting point, and then I come like this, and then the Ra. Okay? So you have Mim, Kasra with a Sukoon on the Sod, give us Misr, Mis, and R. Mis. Let's say you have a Dhamma here. Misru. You know that country? Misr, Egypt, right? Misr. So that's how the Sod will be in the word. Now, looking again at this word, if we do not want to lift the pen, this is how the pen will move. Observe carefully. We go like this, come like this, we move straight down like this, go up again, down, up, and that's it. Misr. Misr. Okay? It's very easy. And if you have the letter Sod coming at the end of a word, then the Sod you have, let's say you have a Ba there, and you have, let's say you have a Ta, and let's say you have a Sod here. This is not a word, by the way. But you have the letter Sod at the end, it will come like this. All right? All right, so you have, let's say you have a few letters coming before, okay? Whatever letters you have, the Sod coming at the end, it comes like that. So whatever letter is here, and then the Sod, and just as how it is written in the isolated form. And the same thing would go for the letter Dad. So it's very easy. Sod, you cut half of it, but just you have to remember and make sure that you have that part going up a little bit, slightly up. You must write that part. If you don't, then later on, as you start writing Arabic, if you don't put that part, you could get mixed up with the letter Mim. Okay, so that is for the letters Sod and Dad. We're moving on very quickly. We have two letters, two sisters again. Okay, and they are the letters Ta and the letter Dha. Okay, Ta and Dha. both letters, of course, same shape and so on. These two letters remind me of, some people. They don't change at all. Okay? Doesn't matter what happens, they just remain the same way. Nothing has effect on them. All right? So you want to join these letters at the beginning of a word, you have like that. Okay? Ta. If it's in the middle of a word, it is the same way, you just have the attachment line. It is at the end of a word, it is the same way. So no changes at all with any one of these two letters. Okay? Ta and dha. Very easy, very simple. There is nothing else that you need to know about the letters. Ta and dha with regards to writing, they remain the same way. No changes at all with regards to ta and dha. Wasn't that easy? Very simple, right? It's very encouraging. Arabic is very easy, by the way. And some people say it's difficult, but really and truly, you just have to observe some very little, guidelines, and then you have it going your way. Okay, after the letters ta and dha, we have these other two letters, ain, like this, and we have the letter ghain. Same way, dot here. Ain and ghain. Ain and ghain, these two letters, they undergo the most changes when compared to other letters of the alphabet. Ain and ghain. If they are in the beginning of a word, they have a shape. If any one of the two happens to be in the middle of a word, then the shape will be different. If it happens to be at the end of the word, then again, the shape will change. Let's look at some examples. For example, if you have, and at the same time you are learning how to join the letters, let's say, for example, you have Ain plus, let's say, Ya, because you have already learned how to write the letter Ya, even though it is the last letter of the alphabet. And let's say you have the letter Nun. Okay? How do we join these letters? Now, Ain, Ya and Nun, remember these, look here carefully. Ba, Ta, Tha, Nun, Ya. All of these letters, they belong to the same grouping of letters because they have the same shape. It is only the dots that make the difference, the dots. Okay, the placements of the dots. But look at what is below the dots or above the dots. You will notice the shapes are all the same. So they're all classified as one group of letters. Okay, so we come back to a word here. We have, let's say, for example, fatha here, a sukoon here, and tanween, dhamma. Okay, so then if ain is in the beginning of the word, we just need the head of it like this. Okay, that's this part here. Now we don't need to go this way because we want to attach to another letter. So if this is our line, we are staying above the line and we are ready to attach the next letter. So we come this way and then we have the ya right here. We best like this and we put our two dots and then we have the nun. It's very easy, very simple. And we have the ain with the fatha, and then we have the ya with the sukoon, which is called ya sakina. The two together, remember the letter with the sukoon means that the letter is vowelless and must be pronounced in conjunction with the previous one. So we have ain fatha gives me ah, and the ya. So we have n, tanween dhamma, nun, ainun. And ainun means an eye, or a spy, or a spring. That's a running spring, okay? Like a running spring. Ain actually has lots of meanings, but any one of these words, the word ayn is predominantly used to refer to any one of these. Okay? Ayn. Ayn. So notice how the ayn is written here at the beginning of a word. Ayn. Okay? Let's say, for example, now you have the ayn in the middle of a word. Okay? Let's say, for example, we have a ba plus ayn plus the letter tha. It's a verb. Ba'atha. Ba'atha. And ba'atha means he sent. So we want to join the letters. Ba at the beginning of a word. That. Ayn in the middle of a word. Look at the shape. Come like this. And you go like that. Alright? And then we have the letter tha. Now let's look at the ayn again. We have ba'atha. Ba'atha. But it looks like this. Okay, the ayn. Let's try to write that ayn again. So we have ba. Come like this. And you go like that. And you come like this. And then the tha. Okay? So it's very easy. Like this. Like that. Like that. Okay? Like this. Like that. Like that. It's easy. Like this. That. That. That's ayn in the middle of a word. The same thing will happen for ghain. Okay? You just put a dot. So ba'atha means he sent. Ba'atha. Okay? Let's say, for example, now you have ayn at the end of a word. Supposing you have two letters here, that's mim plus ayn. Fatha. Okay, so the mim goes like this, and ayn the same way like that, but there is no other letter coming afterwards. So instead of leaving it halfway, we just continue like this. Okay? Just as this ending part looks like when it is in the isolated form. Okay? So, mim and ayn together. Mim and ayn. Ma'a. Ma'a. Ma'a means with. Alright? With. Ma'a. Ma'a. So notice how the ayn is. So many different ways. Like this, in the isolated form. In the beginning of a word like this. In the middle of a word like this. And in the end of the word like this. Okay? So 4 different letters. As a matter of fact, before the days of computers, when people used to use the typewriters, there were actually different keys, about 3 different keys for the letter ayn alone. When it is in the isolated form, it has to be one way, so that is 1 key. And then if you want the ayn at the beginning of a word, that is another key, that's 2. If it is in the middle of a word, that's 3. And then if it is at the end of a word, that's 4. All right? But there were actually about 3 keys, because then you have to press the shift on the same key and then it gives you another function. Of course, in the days of computers now, you just have to type the word, just type the letters, 1 key, only 1 key. You just type away and the computer adjusts the different shapes of as you type away. It is being adjusted accordingly. Okay? So we don't have to worry about so many different keys. So those are the letters ayn and ghain. The same thing happens for the letter ghain. Same shapes, just the dots. Ayn and ghain. All right? Many ways of writing ayn and ghain. Many different shapes. And I hope, inshallah, that you remember them. If you're taking some notes, inshallah, you can write it like this. So we have ayn and the isolated form, and the beginning form like this, and the middle like this, and in the ending like that. All right? This here is just the attachment line. Okay, this is only an attachment line. This here is the attachment line again. These two here, across here, attachment line. So do not get confused, really and truly, with all of these different shapes. It's very easy. Here is the same as this. The head remains the same. And these two are the same. Because there is no other letter coming afterwards, it's the end of the word, you just end it off like that. You close the door. You just close off. If you don't leave it halfway like that, you just close off, finish. Like that. So very easy. So we have ayn and ghayn. Ayn and ghayn. We have many examples, but time, inshallah, we don't want to spend too much time with so many different words right now. We want to finish the letters of the alphabet today, inshallah. So we have finished ayn and ghayn. All right, we have two other letters before we go on the break. We will look at the letters fa and qaf. Okay, so that's my line there. I have the letter fa. Fa, we start like this. Notice where I start from. Fa, and then I come like that. Okay. Fa looks pretty much like a ba or ta or tha, except that we have a little I here. Okay, look at the ba, and the ta and the tha. Only we have this part here. Okay, that's it. Fa. You leave a little space here, and the I can be open like this, and if you want, you can close the I. It doesn't matter, but you must put a dot. Okay, open I or close I, but you must put a dot. That's fa. And qaf, the same thing. Okay, except that the qaf goes below the line like this. Okay, part of it goes below the line, 2 dots. And you can write it like this with the eyes closed, but you must put 2 dots. Letter qaf. Fa and qaf. Now, if any one of them happen to be at the beginning of a word, let's say, for example, you have qaf plus mim plus ra gives me what? Qa, like that. Half of it, just the head we need, and the 2 dots, and the mim like this, and then the ra. Special attention must be placed on the writing of the mim, especially when the mim is in the middle of a word. You have to go around like this, and then you come around. In other words, if you make the wrongs the wrong way, you will end up like this, something like this. And then this here is wrong. It's not correct. This is not a meme. Okay? So we have to go up first. So look again carefully. We come like this. That's the qaf. The meme now, we have to go up first and make right or wrong, come around like this, and then we come like this. Okay? So we want to go up. We don't want to go below. Okay? So this one is correct. This one is wrong. غلط. صحيح. Okay? قمر. قمر means the moon. The moon. Right? قمر. Moon. Okay. Qaf. Let's supposing we have, let's say, the fa in the middle of a word. Supposing we have, let's say, the letter noon plus fa plus, let's say, sin. So we have nafsun, nafsun. How do you write these 3 letters together? Noon goes like this, dot on top to the end. Fa, it's like a loop, look like this. Okay? And then the sin. Make sure you put your dot. Okay? Dot. Nafs. In speed writing, a person maybe, sometimes think it is an ayn, the way how it is, because it's very close. Because you may not have the time to make the edges sharp, so you might be tempted to write it, wrong. So they are very close. Okay, a person may forget. We say, well, a fa has a dot, but ayn doesn't have a dot. What about the ghayn? So a person might think it is a ghayn. They might be confused whether it is an ayn or a ghayn. Okay, So this can happen sometimes. Okay, but of course the meaning of the word will tell you there is no such word as noon, ghain and sin. All right? So it's nafs. Nafs means self or soul. All right? Nafs means self or soul. So self, soul. It also means life. Like kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. All right? Everyone, every self, everybody will taste death. All right? Nafs. So this is how it's written. Nafs. Okay? Fa is in the middle of a word. And if, of course, the fa is at the end of the word, then you have the letters coming before and then the fa, like that with a loop. And then you come to the end, close off, because there is nothing coming anymore. All right? So whatever letters we have coming before, we make the loop, and then we close off. Okay? Same thing happens to the qaf, like this. But the qaf is a little bit deeper. This one is shallow, like this. The qaf goes below the line. Okay? Good. That's the fa and the qaf at the end of the word. So we have learned so far up to the letters qaf, and where are some of the letters coming after these two letters, which we have already looked at in the previous sessions. All right, so we want to take a break now, and inshallah when we come back, we continue with the other letters of the alphabet and look at some other words, and then we will look at some short words and their meanings, and then we look at some longer words and maybe some sentences. All right, let's take a break and we come back.
هذا القرآن يوحدنا لطريق الخير يوجهنا الله تعالى أنزله ورسول الله معلمنا
We know that when we die, where will we go? Our bodies, the Muslims believe, our bodies will not just become rotted and we will go into thin air and nothing will happen to us. We as Muslims believe that we will go in the world of barzakh. It is like a waiting place, the world of the grave, and there can be torment of the grave, or there can be peace and tranquility, sleeping comfortably until Yawm al-Qiyamah. Subhanallah, seeing the windows, a window that shows us the Jannah, inshallah. Ameen.
O ye who believe, eat of the good things wherewith we have provided you, and render thanks to Allah, if it is indeed He whom ye worship.
You held my hand to steady me till I was ready to make a stand on my own 2 feet while my world was crumbling down, and you tried your best to shelter me from the coming of the storm. You opened my eyes to see that all hope was not gone.
Allahu, Allahu, Ya Rabbi, Ya Allah. Allahu, Ya Rabbi, Ya Allah.
When we can do Qurbani, right, and we can get our family involved in the Qurbani, and we can come together with them, it's a great thing, because that's a moment of a unique moment for all of us when we involve in doing this thing for the pleasure of Allah.
There are 3 main bodies of the Jews, right? There's the Orthodox Jews, the Reformed Jews, and the Conservative Jews. And they all have different opinions about what could be allowed as kosher and so on. For example, the Reformed Jews, they allow the skin of the pig to be kosher. So you'll find some gelatin, kosher gelatin, made from pig skin. And that's why kosher gelatin, we don't allow it even in things like Yoplait yogurt.
So sometimes people have wealth, in the bank in a fixed deposit. And together with that money in the bank, their own money, let's call it the capital, the amount they put in, there would have been a lot of interest on that. Now, zakat cannot be paid on that interest, because if you do that, you will be paying zakat on haram wealth.
O you who believe, save yourselves and your families from the fire of hell.
The Sharia states that the Muslim is one who submits his total will to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah says in the Holy Quran, Kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut. Every soul shall have a taste of death. That is a reality.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in a nutshell, as a prerequisite even for those words that we would say, the kalima, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Welcome back, and now I'm going to prepare our stuff for our broccoli and cream sauce, and then I'm going to do the stuff for our Spanish rice. So here I have a bunch of broccoli. I cut off the tip.
Welcome back to TI and the Islamic Network News Review. The German Chaos Computer Club has uncovered 2 recent instances of police using Trojan spying programs on the computers of suspects they later arrested.
Can you guess where I'm going? That's right, to the masjid. A masjid is a very special place.
Prophet Ibrahim, as a young boy, was brought up in an environment of idols and idol worship. Even his own father used to make and worship idols.
I understand your distress, but their soldiers did not give us any chance. They made a sudden attack upon us in our ambuscade and took over our weapons and gear and captured our best soldiers.
This is God's will, and we must not object it. This is God's right, who created us, showered us with His goodness, and gave us all these blessings.
Muhammadun Rasulullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ahlan wa sahlan. Brothers and sisters, we continue with lessons in Arabic. And we stopped at the letters Fa and Qaf. Lam, we have already learned previously in previous sessions how the letter Lam is written. Likewise, after Lam is Mim. We already learned about Mim, Noon. Now we want to move on to the letter Ha. Ha. Observe carefully how Ha is written. It's like a dal, okay? And then we make a loop inside that dal. That's it. That's Ha. Okay? So let's try that again. It's like this. And then we just make a loop inside. It's like sticking the head of a Fa inside, right? Or you can say it's a loop. So that's Ha. Ha is in the beginning of a word. It's written like this. For example, we look at the word, let's say we have a Ha plus a Waw. We said it looks like this. All right? Huwa, meaning he. Let's learn another word today. Okay? Let's say we have a Ha plus a Mim equals to what? Ha, Mim. Okay? So you could write the Mim like this, or if you want, Ha like that. Okay? This is a Mim also. Right? It's closed up. The eye is closed. So let's try that again. Like this. Right? Come back like that. Okay, like this. Right? So we have a Dhamma there and a Sukoon. So it's Ha Dhamma is Hu. The Mim is Sakina. So we say Hum. This word Hum, meaning they. Hum. So if Ha is in the beginning of a word, this is how it remains the same way. Just like how you have learnt the letter Ha previously. Okay? Hum. Alright, so if Ha is in the middle of a word, observe carefully how the Ha is written. This is my attachment line coming first because there is a letter before. So I'm moving like this. Then stop. Go down. Go back a little bit down. Then go up. And then go like this. Alright? Let's try that again. So I was coming this way. Go back a little bit. Down. Up. and then this way. Good? That's the letter ha. Okay? Let's say you have the letter dha plus ha plus ra equals to, so dha, ha, and ra. Dhuhr. Dhuhr. Dhuhr is the second prayer of the day that Muslims pray 5 times a day. And Dhuhr is the second prayer. And it is performed just after the sun reaches the zenith. All right? Dhuhr. And from that root word, these 3 letters, we have, if we change the vowel here from a Dhamma to a Fatha, then we have Dhahr. All right? And Dhahr means back, like your back, you know? Dhahr, back. And really and truly, when you analyze and you go deeper down into the word, this prayer is called Dhuhr because it refers to when the sun goes to your back. It's already reached overhead when it is noon, and then it goes to the back. All right, so this is called Dhahr. And the prayer is called Dhuhr, like Salatul Dhuhr. All right, so that's how the letter Ha is written when it is in the middle of a word. Okay, then we have 2 other shapes of that same letter. One is that if it happens to be at the end of the word, okay, and it is attached, this is the attachment line coming here, and then it goes up like this, and then you just end up like that, leaving a little space between the ending here and the line itself. So it remains, there is a little space here. Okay? So let's try that again. Coming like this, and you go like that, and come like this. Or if you want, you could go like this, come down back, come like this, and go like that. It doesn't matter, as long as you have this little thing. But just leave a little space between the connecting line, the attachment line, all right, here and here. There's a little space. All right, if you don't leave the space, it will still be correct. Okay, if you don't leave the space, if you were to come just like this and you come down like that, it is still correct. Okay, if you look right here where we have Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, we have that Ha, the same Ha at the end. Okay, and if we have the line here, you will notice that there is a little space there, right? So Ha. Now if you have the Ha coming at the end of a word, it could either look like this, and it could also look like just a 0. Okay, like a circle. Not completely like a circle, but it is rounded like that. Because if you go down to the details of it, it is not a perfect circle, but it's more like that. Okay, but the 2 ends meet there. And it will be written like this. How do we differentiate? Both of them, these 2 here, they are the end of the word. When should I write it like this, and when should I write it like this? Okay, I would write it like this if the previous letter allows attachment. If it does not allow attachment, then I'm forced to write it like this because there cannot be any attachment line for it to be attached to, so it has to go like this. For example, let's say for example we have Waw plus Ain, Dal, and Ha. Well, the Ha, I should write the Ha like this. Okay? Equals to. That's how we know letter. So we have so we have to join Waw to Ain. Wa. Ain. Like this. Notice how the Ain is written. It is in the middle of the word. And I told you when the Ain is in the middle of a word, it should be written like this. But why did I write it like this? Simply because Waw does not allow attachment to letters coming afterwards. Remember I told you the 6 letters, they do not like to reach out to others, like some people. They want others to reach out to them, but they will not reach out to others. So they will not. So we have a space, but yet there is closeness because they belong to the same family, all right? One word, so you have to write them close together, but yet they do not attach, okay? So you don't write it like this, you write it like this. And then we have the dal. Dal is one of the 6 letters that do not allow attachment, okay? But it allows attachment from the right, not to the left. So here, the dal is attached from the right side, not the left side. After the dal, we have the letter ha. So now I will write the ha like this. Not like this, but like this. So wa'adahu. Wa'ada means he promised. Wa'ada by itself means he promised. He promised. And who means him. He promised him. So notice the difference of how the ha is written. At the beginning of the word, like this. In the middle of the word, like this. In the ending, it can look like this one or like this one, all depending on whether there is attachment line. This always is attachment line. And there's no attachment because the previous letter does not allow attachment. Good? Let's look at some examples of this and also add in some words to our vocabulary. So I just told you that we have this word means they, whom. We have learned previously huwa, which means he. And we have learned also hiya in the previous lesson, meaning she. So we had huwa before, huwa, and we have hiya. Okay? He. So we have they, we have he, and we have she. All right? Look at the ha. Same way, right? All the same. Some people, they might say you have a big circle and a small circle. They have different ways of explaining it, but the best way to have the best shape, it's a dal with the head of a fa inside, or a loop inside the dal. Okay. So we have another word, let's say lam and ha and alif. Laha. Laha means for her. Laha. Laha. For her or it. It doesn't matter, depending on what noun you're talking about. Right? Laha. And if you want for him, we will have la hu. La hu. Lahu means for him. Lahu. Notice how the ha is written here. Here, the ha is not the final letter. What is the final letter here? It's the alif. So ha is in the middle. It's written like this. Ha is at the end. Written like this. Lahu. Good? So you have learned some more pronouns, personal pronouns. And you have learned to phrase or something for him and for her. Lahu and laha. Okay? So that brings us to the end of, let's say, all of the letters of the alphabet with regards to the writing of the letters and the shapes of all of the letters of the alphabet. After the letter ha is the letter ya, and you have already learned how the ya is written. There is one letter that we still have to talk about, where we had mentioned at the beginning of our classes that Hamza is one of the letters of the alphabet, and other scholars have mentioned that Hamza is not really counted or classified as another letter of the alphabet. And the reason for that, let's first of all look at the shape of that letter. Okay? It's written like this, and a straight line like that. Okay? It looks pretty much like the beginning of the head of the Ain. Okay? But the Ain, this part here is a little bit more rounded, and the head of the ayn is bigger than the hamza. Hamza is a little bit small, okay? And it's written like this, on a straight line here. Short, like this, short, small, hamza. All right, the song, it's pronounced like this, hamza. Okay, hamza. And hamza has different, let's say, different chairs. Okay, it's written above letters and so on, different letters. Okay, and why it is that some scholars, they say, well, hamza and alif, they are like the same. It's because the hamza, when it is read with a vowel, it gives you the same output as that of the alif. So you have alif fatha, gives you the sound of a. Alif kasra gives you e. And alif dhamma gives you u. Okay? But remember, I said previously that alif does not really have a sound of its own. So actually what we're actually saying is ah. We're actually pronouncing this and not really the alif. However, the hamza, if we have the fatha, it gives you the same as this. We say hamza fatha gives you a. Hamza kasra is e. And hamza dhamma u. Okay? So it is the same output. If you were to check an Arabic dictionary, you would not see hamza being classified as a separate letter of the alphabet. All right? You will see the first letter of the alphabet is alif. And after, when you look at the alphabet, after they have the letter waw, is ya. So you have ha, waw, ya. There is no hamza. Okay? So the scholars have different views about the alif and the hamza. Hamza have, some distinguishing qualities that alif does not have. So here we are seeing a similarity between alif and hamza. When they are both read with the same vowels, they are pronounced the same way. So we say alif fatha is a, and hamza fatha is a. Not ha, but a. So a and a. Alif kasra is e, and hamza kasra is e. Same thing. Alif dhamma is u, hamza dhamma is u. Same output. So that is the similarity between the two. However, there are some differences with regards to the hamza and the alif. Hamza, as I have mentioned, it has different chairs. What do I mean by that? The hamza has the ability to go above some of the letters of the alphabet. And these letters are alif, waw, and ya. The ya, but it has no dots. So the hamza goes like this, and like that. Okay? When the hamza goes above any one of these letters, the hamza dominates the letter. Okay? It dominates that letter. In other words, then the waw will not be pronounced anymore like a waw, but it will take whatever vowel the hamza has, it will be pronounced the same way like if it is like this. So for example, if we have a fatha on any one of them, it will be a, this is a, this is a. And so therefore a question could be, why it is that the hamza goes on a waw, why does it go on this ya? All right, why? Why doesn't it go on the others? This is because of the language itself. It shows the root of the word and what that word actually came from and so on. So the hamza is written like this. And sometimes the hamza may take a chair like this one. Just like, that chair like the ba and the ta and the tha, and it goes like this. Okay? Like that. And then sometimes the hamza will be written by itself. There is no need for any chair. She doesn't need any chair. So the Hamza is written so many different ways. All right, then you have examples of all of them. For example, you have, let's say, for example, you have the word Ard. Ard means the earth and what we are living on. Ard. All right, it indicates that this alif is a part of the word. It's original, it's an original letter, as opposed to the alif, what we would learn in our next class, next week, inshallah. You have this al, which is translated as a the, okay, and it's added to the noun. Okay, this alif is not an original letter. Okay, so for example, if you have the word, let's say kitab. Kitab means a book, a book. All right, and you want to say the book. You want to say the book. We take book and we add it like this. We get al-kitab, means the book. So this addition here, it's not an original alif. So to differentiate this alif from an alif which is a part of a word, a hamza is placed like that. All right. If you have the hamza in the middle of a word, for example, let's say for example you have a sin and a hamza and a lam, like this, su, I, la. Okay, su'ila. Hamza is written like this on the chair. Su'ila means he was asked. He was asked. Su'ila. All right. So those are some of the things that you need to know about the Hamza and the Alif, differences and similarity between Hamza and Alif. All right. So to end our class today, inshallah, we still have about 10 minutes or so. We want to look at some, first of all, maybe a short word. Let's see if we can join them and then pronounce them. And if we can read some other words if we put them together. Let's say we have a alif, fatha, plus a lam, plus, let's say, a ha, plus a mim, plus a dal, dhamma. So we have 5 letters here. We want to join them and we also want to pronounce them correctly. We have alif, fatha, lam, sakin. That gives me al, ham, do. So we have like that, alif, lam. Notice the alif is not attached to the lam, okay? Because alif is one of the 6 letters. Do not allow attachment to the left. The lam, notice how I wrote the lam, because I am making, preparation for the attachment to the ha. So normally you have to think a little bit in advance to know how high or how low you should come with the letter to allow the attachment of the following letter. So I went here like this with the lam. Now you would realize why I went so short and I didn't come down too much low, because I want to join the ha right here. So then everything remains in the same level. Okay? So this is my ha, and that is my mim, and that's dal. Okay? So we have al, ham, do. Now the ha, as we have learned previously, can be attached either from the top or from below. If I were to attach the lam to the ha from below, then I would write it like this. Now I will bring the lam straight down here and go up a little bit, and then the ha here to attach like that, and then the mim, and then the dal. Notice how the mim I go around like that, and then the dal. This is the preferred way. Why? Because this one is faster than this one. This one is faster. When you write like this, then you don't have to lift up and down. You go right down to the end. This one, when you reach here, you have to up, down again. All right, this one is slower. This one is faster. It doesn't matter whichever one you want to write. They're both accepted. But what we want to concentrate on is how we can pronounce this word. All right? We have al, because the lam has a sukoon, so it has to be pronounced in conjunction with the previous letter with the vowel. Al. This one, the ha with the meme, because the meme is vowelless. Ham. Al-ham. Dal dhamma du. Alhamdu. Alhamdu. Suppose we have a lam plus another lam plus a ha equals to what? Let's say we have a kesra there, a shadda that there, and a kesra there. You have a lam and another lam and a ha. Alright? We put an alif here. Lillahi. Lillahi. You notice, remember this alif? We spoke about this alif before. If you have a ba, fatha is ba. This is just a revision. And then we have a ba with an alif. This is ba lengthened. And this can be written like this, or we can write it like this, with a little alif above. This is also ba. This and this is the same. So this is pronounced ba, and this is also pronounced ba because it has an alif here, a little alif above. All right, and this is mostly with the Quranic script. The time does not allow for me to talk about this type of script today. All right, but it is used very often in the Quran. You would find this type of writing, the Quranic writing. It's written like the elongation. Many a times it comes like this. Okay? All right. So we have a lam with a little alif above. That means we have to lengthen the sound of the lam. So we have lillahi. Lillahi. Okay? Let's take a long word now. Let's take a long word. Alif plus lam plus ain plus alif, lam plus a meme plus a ya plus a noon. All right? Al, a, la, mi, na. What would we get from all of that? All right? Let's see if that long word could fit here. Alif, lam, ain. We reach here. We have to join it to an alif. So we come like that. And then lam again. And after the lam is a meme. Meme. And after the meme is a noon. Not a noon, a ya. 2 dots. And then the noon coming to the end. All right? So you have al, a, la, mi, na. Now in the Quranic script it is not written like this. All right? In the Quranic script it is written like this. And there is a little alif like this above. All right? Like this in the Quranic script. So you have Alhamdu Lillahi and 2 letters here, Ra and Ba. Rabb Bil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All right? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen is the first ayah of the first chapter of the Quran. So if you were able to follow all of the words that I have written here, and you can read them, then you have just learned how to read the first verse of the first chapter of the Quran. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. It means all praises or all praise for Allah, Lillahi, for Allah, Rabb, Lord, al-alameen, of all the worlds. Okay? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Sometimes a person may ask you, Kaifa haluk? Kaifa haluk? How are you? Remember Kaifa haluk? How are you? So you say what? Alhamdulillah. You can say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Praise be to Allah, Lord of all the worlds. Bi khairin walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bi khair, fine, walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And with these, my brothers and sisters, with these last few words, I want to say that we'll come to the end of today's class. It's already 9 o'clock. And until next week, inshallah, في الأسبوع القادم إن شاء الله حتى نلتقي لدرس جديد في اللغة العربية. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.